Good evening, I'm Shayla Brooks with Fine, Fresh, Fierce News, and this is the finest, freshest news. In today's news, a horrific ice storm hits Canada, leaving 28 dead, 945 injured, and costing up to $5.41 billion in damage. The Ontario Weather Report states that the storm started on the afternoon of January 5th when freezing rain, ice pellets, and snow began to fall. All of this precipitation fell from January 5th to the 10th and built up in thick, icy layers, leaving everything completely frozen solid and causing mass destruction. Utility poles, transmission towers, and hydro lines were all frozen and damaged during the storm, and hydro companies confirmed this caused the power to go out for millions. Roads were frozen and fallen debris littered the road, making it a nightmare to drive and leaving families stranded inside of their homes. Military officials confirmed that they were called in on January 8th to assist with safety, medical assistance, and to clear debris. The Government of Canada is looking to call this horrific ice storm the most costliest and/or most expensive disaster in Canadian history. Elena Dettering has more to see.
Thank you, Shayla. I'm standing here in Kingston, Ontario, one of the 3 provinces majorly affected by this horrific ice storm. All across Quebec, New Brunswick, and Ontario, the power went out for millions, leaving families freezing inside of their homes. 28 have been killed, with hypothermia the leading cause. 945 have been injured, with falling ice, trees, towers, and branches playing a major role. The destruction this storm has caused is being labeled as Canada's worst natural disaster. So far, Canadian city workers have estimated that 130 powered transmission towers have been destroyed, 30,000 utility poles have fallen, and millions of trees and branches have as well. Local farmers have reported that 10 million liters of milk, a value estimated at $5 to $6 million, had to be dumped, and that thousands of their animals have frozen to death. Military forces were brought in for assistance, and while many families are being helped, they estimate that over 600,000 families have had to leave their homes. Hydro company reports estimate that a total of 4 million people lost power throughout the storm, and while some have managed to retrieve power after a few days, over 700,000 are still without it, and could be for a few weeks, due to the destruction the storm has caused. This has proved to be an extremely difficult time for millions, and while some families are dealing with death or destruction, the Canadian community pulls together to help each other out. Gandalf the Grey, aged 467, explains his experience with this ice storm.
When the ice storm hit, we were completely unprepared. My family and I's power went out and is still out till this day. We had to flee our house and head to our local neighbors. My 2 daughters had pneumonia, but the issues didn't end there. It's truly remarkable how our community can come together, and we received a lot of support from our troops.
And Gandalf, do you have any words of advice for anybody who's going through a similar situation?
Probably just to stay indoors and stay safe, and don't do drugs. I had a friend who did those. Can somebody bubblegum?
Thank you, Gandalf.
No problem. Where's my staff? You guys see my staff? Guys, did you take it again? Guys!
I'm Elena Dettering for Fine, Fresh, Fierce News. Back to you, Shayla.
Thank you, Elena. Coming up on tomorrow's news, do Twinkies really make you fat? I'm Shayla Brooks, signing out with Fine, Fresh, Fierce News. See you later, folks.